Brought to you by Bookspots.com.
The Trip. This audiobook is created by Srinidhi Ranganathan, the human AI and digital marketing legend for Bookspots.com.
Part 1. The Road Trip. The sun shone brightly on the morning of the trip as 5 friends, Tom, Alice, Emily, Jason and Sarah, gathered in the parking lot of their local diner. Their laughter echoed through the air as they exchanged jokes and teased one another, excitement buzzing in the air. They piled into Tom's vintage Volkswagen van, the scent of worn leather and anticipation hanging heavy within the confined space. Tom, a wiry young man with a mop of unruly brown hair, settled into the driver's seat, his bright blue eyes glinting with excitement. His girlfriend, Alice, slid into the passenger seat beside him, her long blonde hair pulled into a messy ponytail. She gazed out the window, watching as the familiar sights of their hometown receded into the distance. Behind them, Emily and Jason engaged in a lively debate over their favourite horror movies, their banter underscored by the rustle of potato chip bags and the occasional sip of soda. Emily, a petite brunette with piercing green eyes, was a horror enthusiast, her passion for the macabre unrivalled among her friends. Jason, on the other hand, preferred lighter fare, his tall, athletic frame belying his tender heart. Sarah, the quietest member of the group, sat beside the window, her gaze fixed on the passing scenery. A talented artist, she had brought along her sketch pad and a set of charcoal pencils, intent on capturing the natural beauty of their destination. As they drove, the landscape shifted from the bustling streets of their hometown to the lush green expanse of the countryside. Tom navigated the winding roads with ease, the van's engine purring contentedly as they traversed the distance. The friends sang along to their favourite songs on the radio, their voices blending in harmony as they revelled in the joy of their shared adventure. As evening approached, the sun descended below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink. The van's headlights pierced the encroaching darkness as Tom guided them along a narrow dirt road that led to their destination, a secluded cabin nestled deep within the woods. With anticipation mounting, the friends finally arrived at the cabin, their eagerness palpable as they unloaded their belongings and ventured inside. Unbeknownst to them, as they settled in for their weekend getaway, the woods around them held secrets that would forever change the course of their lives. Part 2. The Strange Disappearance. As the friends stepped into the cabin, they were greeted by the cosy warmth of a crackling fireplace. The scent of pine mingled with the lingering aroma of aged wood, creating an inviting atmosphere that immediately set them at ease. The rustic interior, bathed in the soft glow of lanterns, was a testament to simpler times. Tom and Alice claimed the master bedroom, while Emily and Jason opted for the bunk beds in the smaller room. Sarah, preferring her solitude, chose to sleep on the couch in the living room, her sketch pad and pencils close at hand. After a hearty dinner of grilled chicken and roasted vegetables, the friends gathered around the fireplace, sharing stories and sipping hot cocoa. As the night deepened, their laughter echoed through the cabin, the shadows dancing across the walls in response to the flickering flames. One by one, they began to drift off to sleep, the comforting warmth of the fire and the soft murmur of conversation lulling them into a peaceful slumber. Outside, the wind rustled through the trees, their branches casting eerie shadows on the ground below. As the first rays of sunlight filtered through the windows, the friends slowly began to stir. Yawning and stretching, they made their way to the kitchen, the mouth-watering aroma of freshly brewed coffee beckoning them. It was then that they noticed something amiss. The van was nowhere to be seen. Confused and alarmed, they rushed outside, their eyes darting around the clearing in search of the missing vehicle. Their belongings still littered the ground where they had been unloaded the night before, but the van had vanished without a trace. A sense of dread settled over the group as they huddled together, their voices hushed and uncertain. With no cell reception and no means of transportation, they were stranded in the woods at the mercy of the unknown forces that lurked within. As the reality of their situation dawned upon them, they decided to venture into the woods in search of help. With Sarah's sketch pad in hand to document their journey, the friends set off into the trees, their hearts pounding in their chests as they wondered what other secrets the woods would reveal. Part 3. The Search. The friends trudged deeper into the woods, their eyes scanning the dense foliage for any sign of civilization. The sun filtered through the canopy above, casting dappled patterns of light on the forest floor. Birdsong mingled with the rustle of leaves, creating an eerie symphony that echoed through the trees. Tom led the way, his brow furrowed in concentration as he navigated the twisting paths. Alice followed close behind, her hand clasped firmly in his. Emily and Jason trailed after them, their lively banter subdued by the gravity of their situation. Sarah brought up the rear, her pencil flying across the pages of her sketchpad as she captured the haunting beauty of their surroundings. As they ventured further from the cabin, the forest grew darker and more foreboding. The shadows deepened and the air grew chill, causing them to huddle closer together for warmth and comfort. The sense of unease that had settled over them grew with each passing moment, their instincts warning them of an unseen danger lurking just beyond their perception. After hours of fruitless searching, they stumbled upon a small clearing. In the centre stood a towering oak tree, its gnarled branches reaching towards the sky like skeletal fingers. At the base of the tree lay a weathered journal, its pages yellowed with age. Intrigued, Emily picked up the journal, her eyes widening as she read the entries within. The handwriting was elegant and flowing, but the contents were chilling, tales of a vengeful spirit that haunted the woods, claiming the lives of those who dared trespass on its domain. As she shared the contents of the journal with her friends, their faces paled, their eyes darting nervously around the clearing. The realization that they were not alone in the woods, that a malevolent entity lurked among the trees, sent a shiver down their spines. With nightfall fast approaching and no sign of help in sight, the friends had no choice but to retrace their steps back to the cabin. Clutching the journal tightly, they trudged through the gathering darkness, their hearts heavy with the knowledge that they were being hunted by an unseen enemy. As they huddled around the fireplace that night, the warmth of the flames doing little to dispel the chill that had settled in their bones, they knew that their only hope lay in unravelling the mystery of the missing car and the vengeful spirit that haunted the woods. Part 4. The Discovery. The following morning, the friends gathered around the kitchen table, their faces drawn and haggard from a sleepless night. The journal lay open before them, its cryptic entries casting a shadow of unease over the room. They knew that the key to their survival lay within its pages, and they were determined to uncover the truth. As they pored over the journal, they discovered a pattern. Every victim of the vengeful spirit had one thing in common. They had disturbed the natural balance of the woods in some way. Hunters, loggers, and careless hikers had all fallen prey to the entity, their fates a warning to those who would disrespect the sanctity of the forest. Sarah, who had been quietly studying the sketches she had made during their search, suddenly gasped. In the background of one of her drawings, she had captured the faint outline of a cabin, its windows dark and foreboding. It was a cabin that they had not come across during their search, and they realised that it might hold the answers they sought. With newfound determination, the friends set out into the woods once more, their eyes trained on the trees for any sign of the mysterious cabin. The air was thick with tension as they ventured deeper into the forest, their footsteps muffled by the soft carpet of leaves beneath their feet. As they crested a hill, the cabin came into view, its dilapidated structure a stark contrast to the vibrant foliage around it. The friends exchanged apprehensive glances before making their way towards the decrepit building, their hearts pounding in their chests. The door swung open with a creak, revealing a dimly lit interior. The air was musty and stagnant, as if the cabin had been left untouched for years. As they stepped inside, their eyes were drawn to a series of photographs that adorned the walls. In each photograph, a car was depicted in various stages of decay, the forest slowly reclaiming the metal and glass. With a jolt of realization, they understood. The vengeful spirit was responsible for the disappearance of their car, and it was a warning that they too would become victims if they did not respect the delicate balance of the woods. As they turned to leave, a ghostly apparition materialized before them, its eyes burning with an otherworldly rage. The friends huddled together, their fear palpable as they faced the entity that had haunted their every step. Part 5. The Final Confrontation. The ghostly apparition loomed before them, its form shifting and swirling in the dim light. Its voice echoed through the cabin, a haunting lament for the destruction of the forest and the disrespect shown by those who tread upon its sacred ground. Tom, summoning his courage, stepped forward and addressed the spirit. He acknowledged their wrongdoing and vowed that they would make amends, promising to respect the delicate balance of the woods and to share the entity's message with others. The friends joined him, their voices united in a pledge to protect the forest and preserve its natural beauty. The apparition regarded them silently, its gaze piercing their souls as it considered their words. The tension in the cabin was palpable, and the friends held their breath, awaiting the entity's judgment. At last the spirit relented, its form dissipating like mist in the morning sun. The air in the cabin grew warm and welcoming, and the friends felt a sense of relief wash over them. They had faced the vengeful spirit and been granted a second chance. As they stepped outside, they were greeted by the sight of their car parked in front of the cabin, its exterior unblemished. The woods around them seemed to glow with a vibrant energy, as if the forest itself was acknowledging their newfound commitment to preserving its sanctity. The friends made their way back to the cabin they had rented, their steps lighter and their hearts filled with a sense of purpose. As they packed their belongings and prepared to leave, they vowed to uphold their promise to the spirit and to share the lessons they had learned with others. As they drove away from the woods, the sun casting a golden glow on the trees, they knew that their lives had been irrevocably changed by their encounter with the vengeful spirit. They had faced their fears and emerged stronger, their bond unbreakable and their respect for nature unshakable. And so, the friends returned to their lives, forever haunted by the memories of their terrifying ordeal, but grateful for the wisdom they had gained. The tale of their adventure would be told and retold, a cautionary reminder of the importance of respecting the delicate balance of the world around us.